74 assists over her last 2 matches. Who gets this Friday afternoon matchup underway from Castle Coliseum. Great swing from Alexa Harris, the senior, to get things started.
One pass, one set, one in-system swing, and a kill. Cannot start any better, Evan.
And here is Gabby Gilbert on serve. We're going to talk a lot about her this afternoon. McCree for Lions. Pierce, big swing. Tech unable to play that out of the net, and Norfolk State out to an early 2-0 start. Great start for Alexa Harris.
Absolutely. That's how you want your team to start. If you want to start fast, you want to lean on your older players. You want to lean on your seniors, your experienced players to get going quickly.
Middle swing, and an early point for the Hokies. Jordan Hallman, the junior out of Johnson City, Tennessee.
I think that Virginia Tech is going to need more offense out of their middles. Hallman, Jasmine Robinson. Those middles will open up more quality swings for left sides and right sides.
And the Hokies able to put that down. Pierce, the serve, just off the tape. And there's Belle Patrick getting involved early in set 1. Hokies coming off of a loss against Lafayette on Saturday. Meanwhile, Norfolk State falling in 4 sets at Elon on Tuesday. Free ball from the Spartans. Walgren outside. Patrick, big swing. Another opportunity, Patrick. And McCree reads that beautifully.
Yeah, that little set over there for McCree, it's really effective, most effective when you deploy it in the middle of a long rally, kind of after the ball's crossed the net a few times. Teams are kind of getting into a rhythm of finding their base defensive positions, looking for you to set left side, right side, and then that set over from the back row tends to be really effective.
Trinity Mitchell on the serve, done a nice job in the back row this year. Another middle swing. Hallman able to force the free ball. Another swing for Hallman.
Woo.
That's out. You mentioned the middles, the production, couple of good swings there.
I think that middle attack is really hard to defend. And if you want your middles to work hard, to get up in transition, to be ready to get set every time, you've got to feed him. If you want Jordan Hallman to be available every time, you have to give her the ball sometimes.
On the right side, huge dig in the back row from Manuel Duran. And the Hokies win that point. 4 touches.
Fair enough. I would have said 2 contacts. That's okay. In the end, it's all the same.
Sierra Cates, very experienced player for Tech. Over 100 sets over the last 2 years. And she'll continue to serve.
That's just a misconnection right there between Sydney McCree and Adley Gideofor. They're running that B or that 31, and that thing just floats a little high. A little higher than the middle can reach it.
Lions. To the right side for Harris. Manuel Duran back row, miss hit, but that'll fall.
That worked out to be a really, really good shot right there. Found that one open spot on the court here. Manuel Duran, tough swing. It's all the way. There's no miss hit there, Evan.
You're so right. That's a great roll shot. My apologies there. Creative play from the experienced Leandra Manuel Duran. And Alexa Harris being set early and often.
It's 3 kills on 5 swings to start the match for Alexa Harris. 2 kills on the left side, and then transitioning or siding out on the right side, rotation 1 right there. If she's available, if she's effective in that rotation 1, that really helps out, get out of a tough rotation for Norfolk State.
Walgren, middle, yes, that's down. Hokies middles getting involved early. Jasmine Robinson coming off a good weekend in the VCU tournament, and she's got her first kill of the afternoon.
Yeah, so that's already 5 swings out of the 12 total attempts for Virginia Tech have come from the middles, Jordan Hallman and Jasmine Robinson. That's pretty high for Virginia Tech in terms of a ratio from middle to pin attack. They're being in that kind of 35-40% of total attacks coming out of the middle is right about where they want to be. Keep defenses, keep blockers honest. Take some of the pressure and some of the double blocks away from Haley Pierce, Belle Patrick, Sarah Malinowski.
Walgren on the move for Patrick. Muscles that through the block. When Belle Patrick swings hard, Jake, she's got a really good swing on the outside.
Yeah, Patrick just kind of hammered right through the high seam. So when you're attacking, if you attack low seam, you're attacking forearms and elbows, you're going to get blocked. The weakest part of that block is up around the fingers, the hands. So attacking that high seam's okay. You're going to get a lot of uses, a lot of tools out of that spot. Same swing right here for Gabby Gilbert and Norfolk State coming right back. As left side attack, high seam going after Victoria Walgren, going after Jasmine Robinson. That high seam where the block is probably at its weakest point.
Gilbert tying her career high, 22 kills on Tuesday at Elon. Back and forth, opening set. Play at the net, put down, Robinson involved in the middle yet again.
And Jasmine Robinson just kind of cleaning up right there. Overpass, that one's got to be handled better in the back row by Jasmine Matera. You've got to keep that on your side of the net. Give your offense a chance to run there. You want roll shots from Virginia Tech.
There's Gilbert, covered well at the 10-foot line. McCree, Gilbert, wide, and Tech jumps out to a 10-6 lead.
So we can already see a little bit of Norfolk State's offensive strategy here against Virginia Tech. They want to go fast. Kathy Bullock talked about that when we spoke to her this week. They want to play fast. They want to run some, again, move middles around. That's Jayla Dixon on a 31 again. So instead of a 1-ball, quick middle attack right on top of the setter, you're pushed out about 5 feet or so. Changes the point of attack. We saw them run out of that rotation the last time, ran Dixon on the 31 and brought Gilbert up the middle for a quick 2-ball. They're really trying to move attackers around and confuse blockers.
Walgren. Back row swing Lions. Hallman in the middle, read well. Rose Pichon. And that was touched at the net, point Norfolk State. That right side has been really good to the Spartans here early.
Yeah, Harris, again, finding a swing on the right, high, off the top of the block. She's smaller than every blocker Virginia Tech has, so she's going to have to work angles and work edges.
Gilbert. Harris. Point to the Hokies.
That's a tough swing. That's a tough swing for a right-handed right side coming out of system like that from across your body. Alexa Harris is listed at 5'8". That's when you're 6'3", that swing's a little bit easier. 5'8", it becomes a lot harder to put that thing on the court.
And that works out well for Norfolk State. Nearly a free ball. Right spot, Gabby Gilbert.
Yeah, that's just a total breakdown here from Virginia Tech. This is a free ball roll shot. Nobody jumps to block it. Nobody's responsible defensively. That can't happen if you're the Hokies.
Walgren for Pierce. Roll shot there. Haley Pierce coming off of a career-high 16-kill outing last Friday against VCU. She's a big part of that Tech offense.
Tell you, Evan, if I was Virginia Tech, the point previously when nobody went for that ball, I would have thrown a clipboard, and then I would have been able to run across to the other side of the net over to Kathy Bullock's bench and then throw a clipboard when Norfolk State did the exact same thing the next play. Got to get dialed on defense. It's hard. It's 1 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. It's not a typical time that you're ready to play volleyball, ready to play a college match. But these tournaments are really good practice for getting dialed in, getting ready. I think it's a little sloppy right now from both squads.
Mitchell on the serve. Walgren. Patrick, what a swing! Ton of strength on the outside.
Yeah, no block here for Norfolk State. Yeah, Harris sells out on the one ball in the middle and leaves Belpatrick wide open. It's like Belpatrick leads Virginia Tech in attempts. Like, I love that overhead look right there. That's you can really see how the court just opens up when there's no block.
Hokies by 3. McCree and Tech in the net.
It's gonna be an overcall here. So Jasmine Robinson reached across the net and made contact with that ball before it broke the plane. You can do that if it's an attacked ball, if it's hit, if it's spiked, and you're a blocker, but not on a ball that has not been attacked. It's not about blocking the set or anything like that, but it's about going to touch a ball that hasn't broken the plane. And we're getting a team delay. It's a team delay against Virginia Tech. I don't know why. It doesn't really mean anything unless they do. It's a procedural thing. Okay, so it might have been calling for, it's not what happened here, it might be calling for a timeout you don't have, or asking for a sub and then pulling that sub back once they enter the sub zone. So it's a procedural violation. It doesn't really mean anything unless you do it again later on in the match. And then it can add up to maybe a penalty point or something like that.
Well, right back to play, and Belpatrick really making her presence felt here in set number 1. Aisha Carrick, the freshman out of Naples, Florida, has really been serving well. And here is the southpaw. Slide attempt, great dig in the back row. Patrick, she's got the hot hand and puts Tech ahead by 4. Unique ruling that we just saw come out earlier in the set.
Yeah, so it was a team delay, which again we said it's a procedural issue, and what it was a substitution of actually a libero procedural violation. Edgy Yodas for Virginia Tech had been back to serve, but Jordan Hallman, the player that she was replacing in the middle, who has become the serving player, was supposed to exit the court. According to our first official, was taking her time exiting the court, had not left the court. Even though the referee had already whistled and beckoned for a serve. So that was a team delay, yellow card, just a warning. If something like that were to happen again, another kind of substitution or procedural violation, then it could escalate to a penalty point.
Something that Coach Bullock told us she really wants to see her team take the next step on, blocking, and there was a big one from Adeline Gideofor. Tech trying to answer. And the 10-foot line, that drops down just behind it. Point Tech.
I'd like to see Trinity Mitchell there, number 9 for Norfolk State, come in to go for that ball a little bit harder. She's playing defensive specialist there.
And here was the block a couple points ago.
That's a nice move. Again from Adeline Gideofor, putting the clamps on Jasmine Robinson.
Lily Rose Pichon, the transfer from Colby Community College to serve. Coach Bullock told us she has been the plug we've needed on the back row. She's got an ace, and Norfolk State within 1.
That serve and pass game, a little bit statistically has been interesting. This kind of has kept Norfolk State in it. They haven't missed a serve. Virginia Tech missed 3. Norfolk State just gets an ace right there.
Pierce, strong swing on the outside, and Tech comes right back.
Yeah, Pierce was really supposed to start the season kind of playing right side as part of a 6-2 along with Sarah Malinowski, but early on, first, second weekend, Marcy Byers moved her over to the left side, get a little more pop, generate more offense over there. I think it's her natural position. She looks really comfortable.
Lions into the net, and one of the moments of that point, the huge dig to keep that point alive for Tech. Jasmine Robinson, redshirt junior. McCree forced to play that at the net and does it well.
Haley Pierce is all over it right there. She knows McCree's a threat, jumps with her. McCree just goes right hand, even though she's left-handed. She has that left hand turn and swing. Takes that right hand, just jams it along the net. There's your service there. The service there I said hadn't happened yet for Norfolk State. There it is.
That is something that Coach Bullock, in talking with her, she said serving and serve receive is going to be so important for Norfolk State here this afternoon.
Well, they give up a size advantage to Virginia Tech. So one of the ways that you can neutralize that or mitigate that is by serving tough, by winning the serve and pass game. If you're bigger and more physical, you can afford to pass a little worse, but not if you're the smaller team.
McCree on the free ball. Pierce, another swing. Outside swing for Harris. Rose Pichon, the bump set. Gilbert. Everyone getting a touch on this point. On both sides. Gilbert stuffed. And the Hokies win the marathon points.
And that bump set from Rose Pichon right at the end, that's what causes the block. That thing's tight. See how tight that is? Leads her attacker right into Haley Pierce's block. Not a lot. Gabby Gilbert could have done it.
Hokies by 4. That's down. Alexa Harris, who is really starting to play really well in this Norfolk State offense. Battled injuries last year, and she's been one of the highlights of set 1.
Oh, that's a nice high, deep swing. Didn't hit it very hard. Alexa Harris, but the placement's excellent.
Lions covered well at the 10-foot line. Pierce deflected at the net, and it falls. Now, Pierce, 15 starts as a freshman last year, 122 kills, a promising rookie year. Now you think about the underclassmen for this Tech team, whether it's Pierce or you look at Bell Patrick. 8 freshmen on this roster, the future very, very bright. Norfolk State now down 3.
Question is, Norfolk State, can they get a stop? Can they generate offense from their serve, block, and defense here? It's a 3-hitter phase for Virginia Tech. It's rotation 2, so it's Malinowski, Jordan Hallman, and Bell Patrick. This has traditionally been not a lot of Hallman, mostly Malinowski, and a lot of Bell Patrick. Especially if you can force a bad pass here, you can camp out on Patrick on the left side.
That's down. What a swing for Virginia Tech, Sarah Malinowski.
And so great pass from Leandra Manuel Duran. Get right into system. Now you can set anyone you want and get Malinowski wide open here. See a perfect pass from Manuel Duran. Malinowski, she is double blocked, but it's a good set. She's able to find kind of that high outside, actually outside of the left side blocker. You can't let somebody hit cross court outside of you as the pin blocker. You've got to force them to hit down the line or come inside and challenge your middle blocker. So just a little bit of block setup there could make that go differently for Norfolk State.
Sarah Malinowski, a junior, someone with plenty of experience. And when we talked to Coach Marcy Byers a couple of weeks ago, she was talking about the busy summer that she had off the floor. She was at an internship with Boeing all summer, aerospace engineering major. She's been invited back. And hearing Coach Byers talk about that experience for her, she was beaming with pride about how unique of an opportunity that was.
It is. It's funny. The big employers, those internships are so important for matriculating to full-time employment, for understanding the job market and things. It is hard for Division I athletes to take that traditional internship route. Your summers are often on campus. Your summers are about working out, camps, things like that. So to have the ability to take advantage of an experience like that really changes your time at a university and really sets you up differently for your time once volleyball's over, because it's over for everybody eventually. So to have that kind of experience and opportunity is really special.
Out of the timeout, Harris just a little wide, tad long, Tech by 5.
So if you're Virginia Tech, try and finish this thing clean, 25-18. Earn a point right here. Keep getting those reps of generating points off of your serve like that.
Sierra Cates, the junior, hits the line, an ace to set up set points.
Look at that, the sucker just drops right in. That's why you challenge that last 3-4 feet of the court. So tough to pass.
McCree, the bump set. Lions wins the point, keeps Norfolk State in it as they look to rally late.
I like to see Lions. She's springy. She's a smaller outside. But I'd like to see her keep working those angles. That's where she's going to find success. The edges of the block, moving her point of attack. We've seen her attack in the middle. We've seen her attack quick on the left side.
Malinowski puts set one away for Virginia Tech.
It's also not easy to come in and do that as a true freshman. Playing with older players, more experienced players, to come in and be that outwardly vocal and competitive.
McCree for Gilbert, and Norfolk State on the board. Gabby Gilbert, double-digit kills in all 5 matches. Tied her career high on Tuesday against Elon. The reigning MEAC Rookie of the Year, the first time Norfolk State has ever won that award. They've got a bright future for years to come. Gilbert being at the center of it. And that's down. Tech continues to feed the middles, and Sarah Malinowski coming alive here as of late.
Malinowski, I think 1,000 so far. 4 kills on 4 swings, no errors. She's really an in-system weapon. When the pass is good, she's going to be should be available. So I think they need to go to her more.
And Norfolk State says we're going to keep going to Gabby Gilbert even more. Take a look at the Rookie of the Year campaign that she had. Look at those numbers in year number 1. And speaking of freshmen, right on cue, Belle Patrick on the other side for Tech.
Yeah, Patrick, again, working high seam. One thing in her short college career I'd like to see is more angles, more clean kills. How do you beat the block without using the block? Using the block's super effective, and there are people who've made long successful careers off of just, 80% tooling the block. How do you start developing those other angles?
Gabby Gilbert in the back row.
Whew. Ball's probably out. But when you hit the ball hard, good things happen, Evan.
Bump set from Walgren. Mangwell Duran off the tape. Might have been touched as well. Down for the Hokies. And as we just talked about so many underclassmen, For Virginia Tech, Leandra Mangwell-Duran, a great career at Missouri. She provides a ton of experience for Marcy Byers' squad.
Yeah, and coming from a big program in the SEC like Missouri, where she was not an attacker. I mean, she didn't play much front row at Missouri, but is in a program playing in the SEC every night. Brings kind of that experience level that's really valuable. That one just killed Evan's monitor. We didn't see that on the broadcast. Well, we'll see if we can see it here. Big swing from Patrick. Can't handle it in the back row. Boom. Dead monitor.
You know, I almost went for it. It's kind of like when a foul ball's coming at you, you're not ready for it. I'm very glad. I apologize to the monitor there.
It's okay. It's there to serve us.
You know,
there we are. Hello.
you get a little nervous there. That was coming at you a million miles an hour, you know? We're good. We're good. And we're great to have all of you with us.
We got to work on your reflexes, sir. We really do.
Listen, when I go to a baseball game, even when there's a net in front of me, I still flinch, you know? I'm always worried it's going to hit me. Second effort at the net. Walgren off a great pass. Patrick's been set often, and there's a big reason why.
Yeah, I like that. That's kind of what I'm talking about is Bell Patrick, good pass, good set. Let's go down the line. Let's attack a defender. Let's attack a defender and take the block out of it here. Going right at McCree as a blocker, too. That's the swing you want.
7 kills on 10 swings for the freshman. Now 8 as it updates.
Hot start, hitting 727 still.
Pierce, McCree, both sides. Great effort to keep this point alive. Huge dig in the back row. Rose Pichon.
Oh, that's a tough hit right there. That's Jasmine Matera trying to run that one down along with Trinity Mitchell. This is great effort. Nope. That's a hard hit in your shoulder. Looks like everybody's okay, though, which is good. You don't want to get hurt in a September non-conference match.
McCree, what a huge bump set to the opposite side.
Great coverage by Rose Pichon.
Middle swing, Robinson, yes.
These are the kind of matches where the players who start for you, but I think are underutilized or not set a ton offensively. Jasmine Robinson, for example, good opportunity to get her the ball. Get used to getting kills.
There she is again. Robinson with a great start to set number 2.
It's kind of like the golfer that you know just needs to see one go in the cup, right? You start getting those kills, learning how to get those kills, and the kills you learn, the experience you get here in September, hopefully benefits you in October, November, December.
And there's an ace. Timeout, Norfolk State. Hokies with momentum in set 2. We'll return after these messages.
For me, home has all of my favorite things.
Jasmine Robinson over almost hitting 700 in the middle as we have a missed serve in the middle of the net. Malinowski and Manuel Duran are both hitting 1,000 on 6 combined swings. It's great. It's awesome. You're getting exactly what you want. How do you keep getting better in a situation like this? So,
And meanwhile, for Coach Bullock, what do you think the biggest point of emphasis was in that timeout?
you got to stop somebody. They're hitting 205, which isn't. It's not bad. It's not terrible. It's good. It's good enough to be competitive. But right now, you can't. You have to serve tougher. You've got to hit your blocking assignments. You've got to put some pressure on Virginia Tech to execute, because right now I think the serving is too soft, and the Hokies are just in system, good or perfect pass like every single time. You can't play defense against that.
Here's McCree, the set for Gilbert. Back row swing for Aylward, just long. Very close to the back line.
I think Norfolk State got really lucky there, because that was some combination of thinking it was out and not going for the ball. And that was really close.
It's the Colby Community College transfer, Lily Rose Pichon. Double-digit digs, 4 of the last 5 matches for her. Pierce, stuffed. Dump, yes, from Walgren.
Victoria Walgren brings that offensive dimension because she's got some size. It's a good choice right here. There's a little bit of a scramble play. You know, maybe the blockers haven't gotten back exactly where they want to be. It's a good time to call your own number.
On the right side, Pierce wide. Spartans within 4. You know, when we talked to Coach Bullock, something that she was really proud of is the style of offense they play with. She calls it, you know, up-tempo. What do they need to do to get back into that system here in set 2?
I think, you know, they definitely push it. On good passes, they're running true, like, shoot sets on the left side. That's a lot faster than most teams are running around the country. I think part of the issue is when you're having a hard time defending your opponent, you're not getting a lot of opportunities to run that tempo. You're basically limiting yourself to just serve receive, and their serve receive has been okay this match. You know, that's one of the areas where the defense starts to feed into what you can do on offense, and if you're getting shelled and kind of running for your life a lot after getting digs, it's hard to get into that up-tempo offense. That's fun.
What a dig from Mangwell Duran in the back row. Walgren the swing. Gilbert. Walgren. Patrick. What an effort here on the free ball just to keep this point alive. Patrick to win the point. Wide off the tape. Point Norfolk State. That was fun.
That was a good rally. Absolutely. So I just want to see this play set really quick. Watch this 31. Middle blocker goes to the 31. We bring the 2 ball right up the middle to Alexa Harris. Such a fun kind of X play, we call it. You don't see it a ton, so it's a 31 with a 2 ball and a 5 ball to the right side. Trying to get Harris one-on-one. She almost puts it away.
Hokies leading by 4. Malinowski brings the bench to its feet.
Look out below. Virginia Tech is going to put a charge on her student bill for the dent on the floor. Malinowski just gets essentially unblocked out there and pounds one.
McCree on the right side on a slide attempt. Robinson in the middle, you bet. Jasmine Robinson, you think about her career, didn't play in 2021. 1 match in 22, 7 starts last year. Coach Byers told us she has been patient, waiting for her turn, and it's here in 2024.
Well, she's someone they've been developing for a long time through a redshirt year and then sitting behind some more experienced players. So getting that opportunity this year to be, hey, you are coming into the year as the presumed starter. You know, that's a lot of responsibility. It's a big step up, and you know, this is an important time for her to, again, get used to being out there all the time. How do I fit into the offense? How do I do my responsibilities? The pressure of knowing you're going to play on game day is a lot different than knowing you're not going to play.
And there's a huge block for Norfolk State. Coach Bullock very complimentary of Trinity Mitchell in the back row alongside Lily Rose Pichon. Here she is on serve. Off a great pass. Walgren, Mangwell Duran in the back row. Harris in the corner.
Money swing right there from Alexa Harris. This set's inside. Look at Harris turn that thing, goes kind of thumb down, wrist away to the deep corner. Hit it where people aren't.
Norfolk State trying to get within 4. Manguel Duran, roll shot. Well covered at the 10-foot line. There's a hokey rejection. Malinowski and Robinson at the nets.
Yeah, Malinowski and Robinson's probably the most physical block combination the Hokies have. You challenge that low seam into elbows as opposed into fingertips. That's what's going to happen. You're going to get stuffed, and it's going to be pretty violent.
That's dumped down perfectly there. Good pass, good set, and the point one from Jasmine Matera. Rather, apologies there. GD of 4. Here is Jasmine Matera on serve. Play at the net. Lions able to get that into the air. Patrick waits, swings. Couple of opportunities on this point. Walgren, Patrick off the antenna. Couple of very long points.
I think that both teams are having a hard time terminating, really getting into their offense and finding one-on-one swings.
Patrick.
Yeah, huge net there. Gideofor all up in it right there. Probably got the block, too. I didn't see where the ball landed. Official blew his whistle.
Tech by 5, and for Norfolk State, Jake, in a spot here to make a run midway through set 2.
Well, it's going to have to happen right now. You can't get to 18 or 19, 12 and hope to come back.
Wilson unable to get that over.
Yeah, it's danger time here for Norfolk State. A little bit of a tough side-out rotation here. It's rotation 4, so you have Gideofor and Christian Wilson. Virginia Tech lets them off the hook with a serve out of bounds. That's probably Norfolk State's worst side-out rotation right there. Lions coming back in to serve and play back row. That outside spot. It does bring Gabby Gilbert back into the front row for the Spartans. Their best attacker so far today.
And Lyons, who just celebrated her birthday on Tuesday with the ace. What a really cool story. Jordan Lyons, who transferred in from the University of Mary Washington, the D3 ranks, great career there, making her presence felt at Norfolk State. McCree stuffed at the net. No, that just got through. Apologies there. McCree has been so good. Coach Bullock said she's dynamic at the net. She shows it there.
She's got 3 kills through 2 sets, hitting 3 kills on 5 attempts, 12 assists. Your primary job as a setter is to set, but if you can generate your own offense, that helps too.
What a free ball. Great court coverage. Robinson in the middle. Another kill for the redshirt junior from Chesapeake.
Yeah, Robinson here available in transition on the 1 ball on the quick middle set. Really high contact point, just takes it to the corners. You don't have to bounce one straight down to score. Hit deep and hard, you're going to score a lot of points.
Walgren on the right side, the set.
Oh, that's a good
what
shot.
Great vision from Gabby Gilbert.
Yeah, it's a good shot. One, it's a good angle. It's accurate. It's inside the 10-foot line. Also, she knows There's no libero out there right now. That's a middle blocker playing left back. So you're not only taking a good shot, you're taking a good shot at someone who doesn't play a lot of defense.
Pierce, clean swing, huge kill.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup for Norfolk State here when McCree is blocking. Now you're going to keep her in because she's a good setter and she's a good offensive option, but you have to adjust your defense around the fact that she's not a big blocker, and Virginia Tech is starting to really attack her as a blocker. So you need to shift defenders kind of towards that line, towards that seam that Pierce just hit between the right back and middle back to compensate for a bunch of left side hitters that are going to start attacking McCree's block.
Hokies defense showing up late in set number 2. A trio of Hokies involved, including Jordan Hallman. 21-16, Tech.
That's a wicked serve. That thing was a missile. It just missed wide. I'm okay. I mean, I'm missing just outside the line, just wide, left or right. I think it's perfectly fine this on a tough serve. It's the ones that are long and spin, the ones especially the net that drive me nuts.
Back row swing, yes. Does go wide. Thought maybe there was a touch. There was not.
Rose Michonne tried. She tried to dig it. I mean, she tried her best, but she didn't get there. Ends up being out of bounds.
Walgren, the Utah transfer. Norfolk State keeps getting closer and closer, but just as they get within true striking distance, Virginia Tech counters.
You have to be able to get stops. And right now, Virginia Tech is hitting. They slow down a little bit, but they're hitting 306 this set. You have to get a block. You got to get an ace. You got to get a block. You got to generate a point from your defense somehow, because you're not out hitting them.
Roll shot from Harris. Read well from Patrick. Malinowski. Gilbert. Wide. Gilbert with just 6 kills here this afternoon. Timeout on the floor. And for the Spartans, who have had so many players with double-digit kills in multiple matches, Harris has been good today, but Virginia Tech seems to have done a good job at not letting any one player really get going.
Well, they've put the clamps on everybody but Harris as well. So it's, Gilbert is hitting 118. Lyons and Gideofor hitting negative. That's a pretty comprehensive defensive effort there. And if Harris gets 7 kills over 2 sets, that's not a big deal. You're doing your job as a team defense.
And meanwhile, on the other side for Virginia Tech, what an afternoon for Jasmine Robinson, hitting 667.
Now, Robinson has been good today, and again, getting those swings. She's been good in the middle, good offensively. You probably look at her as a blocker first, but if she brings an offensive dimension to her game, here we see her seeing nice, deep swings. Brings that offensive dimension, she's going to be a huge plus for Virginia Tech.
And the bench having a ton of fun as well. I always like watching the bench celebrations, Jake. It's great in volleyball.
I was never paying attention. I was never paying attention to the bench.
Both benches having fun, always standing.
You should have fun. We are here to have fun.
Tech within 2 on the float serve from Mangwell Durant.
Everybody always asks, hey, why do volleyball teams stand at the end of the bench instead of sit like basketball? My response is always, well, if you're sitting, you can't dance.
Is it really, or did you just say that today? That's always
no. I have no idea why. I have no idea why. Everybody always asks. Nobody I've ever met has any idea why they all stand at the end of the bench.
I'm going to do some research in between.
Honestly, it makes more sense to me if I'm out. We have a challenge here looking for touch off the block or out of bounds here on the antenna.
The original call was out off of Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is challenging that it was out.
Okay, so they're looking for, the original call was the ball was attacked off Virginia Tech's block and then went out of bounds. Virginia Tech is challenging that instead it hit the antenna or did not hit the block at all before landing out of bounds. To finish that thought, though, my question is, like, why don't other sports stand up? Because that's pretty clearly off the block right there. What we don't see is, does it hit the antenna first? It might. It very well might hit the antenna first. And that looks like it catches tape, and then, so top of the tape, and then block. We're getting the call right now anyway.
After review, call is confirmed.
Okay, so that call is confirmed. So it looks like it went off the tape, off Virginia Tech's block, and then off the antenna.
That's Jared Malott.
Let's see it again one more time here. Off the block, off the antenna. I think that's a good call. If they had it right the first time, they got it right on review. That can be a hard thing to see on replay, but to me, that's pretty clear. And also, it took about 10 seconds for the official to look at it before making his decision.
Gabby Gilbert on serve. And Pierce. Rather, Malinowski on the right side. What a great day for her. 6 kills, makes it set points. Harris, cross court.
Fell Patrick in the net there. Left arm, caught it on the block.
Alexa Harris started her career at Murray State, then to Albany. Second year at Norfolk State, really getting involved in this offense. Healthy after being injured at parts of last season. Malinowski. Gilbert from the back row into the net. And Tech takes set 2, 25-20. And they take a 2-0 lead over Norfolk to 500 today before they take on Cleveland State at 7.
No change here lineup-wise from Norfolk State so far.
And Norfolk State goes right to Harris with the roll shot, missed it off the tape. Erica Zaleski, the freshman out of Katy, Texas on serve. Middle swing, no problem. Jayla Dixon, the sophomore, who's played in just 5 sets this year, making an early statement.
Jayla Dixon did really well here on this quick set. That set was tight. It would have been very easy for her to net on her follow-through. She managed to not be in the net there. Got the kill and a good swing.
Zaleski setting here. Mangwell Duran stuffed. And this time on the defensive end, Alexa Harris involved for Norfolk State.
Harris makes a good move here. Just see that reach and press. Manuel Duran goes low, pays the price for it.
And for the Hokies, Victoria Walgren not setting at the moment as Marcy Byers and the Hokies going to Erica Zaleski. 2,000 plus career assists, all-time assist leader at Tompkins High School.
Zaleski has split some time early on the first weekend in a 6-2 system, sharing time with Walgren. I'll be interested to see if that's what they're doing here, if Zaleski's doing the nod kind of in the 5-1, getting her some opportunity to run the show by herself. We'll see in a couple rotations.
Friendly roll off the tape. Alexa Harris with her 10th kill of the afternoon.
It's also tough here. You handle your opponent really well for 2 sets. go to a true freshman center here and then just get stuck in this rotation you can't pass. Like, that is hard on Dulesky because, like, you're not really doing anything wrong here. The passing just went to pot.
If you're just joining us, a 25-19 win in set 1 for Tech, 25-20 in set 2. First of 2 matches for both of these teams today in the Hokie Invitational. Gilbert. Cross court. Harris. Angle Duran with the dig. Patrick. Another kill to her total in the afternoon, up to 11, a match high.
Yeah, nice layout there from Manuel Duran. Nice high in the middle of the court. Gives Dulesky a chance to get to it. Patrick again, out of system. Knows she's double blocked. Works the outside hand on Alexa Harris.
McCree in the middle, yet again. Jayla Dixon. That quick pass, Jake.
And Manuel Duran goes short here, but not short enough. Kind of a lollipop. Lyons is all over it. Perfect pass. Set Jayla Dixon one-on-one here. Perfect pass. Dixon one-on-one. Just kind of jams it down. Throws it down. That is supposed to be a point of emphasis this year with the officiating. Trying to cut down the number of kind of throws from attackers, but I don't see any problem with that one.
Gilbert just wide. Such a dynamic player.
Having a hard time finding the floor, though. He really is today.
Might have been holding her back.
Yeah, she's down on the floor behind the bench right now. Getting checked out by the athletic trainer for Norfolk State.
Certainly hope that she is okay. Now, Coach Bullock just speaks so highly of her and her competitive spirit. Now, she loves going up against the big block. That's the MEAC Rookie of the Year. And I mean, early on, Jake, I know it's just September, but she's certainly going to be in the conversation for MEAC Player of the Year.
Oh, certainly, absolutely. She's got the tools to be that over the course of the season. That's tough. I mean, you come in. I hope she's all right because you don't want to make the trip all the way out here because that drive stinks from Norfolk to Blacksburg. You don't want to make the trip all the way out here and get dinged up, an hour and a half into the weekend.
Dulesky, middle, in the corner. Robinson.
So, can Virginia Tech keep Jasmine Robinson involved in the offense? And so what we're seeing here is Walgren's staying on the bench. So Dulesky is running this by herself. Here's a 5-1. So coming in as the backup. Good opportunity to get some experience. So can they keep Robinson involved in the offense tonight, tomorrow, next weekend, ACC play? That's the question. Hitting 800 or hitting 700 against Norfolk State's great, but that needs to be a feature of your offense moving forward. Keep your middles involved.
Spartans by 1. Dulesky.
Call that a lift on Jasmine Robinson. That's kind of a funny one because Dulesky shorted that set. That ball barely cleared the top of the tape. And so Robinson almost came out this underhanded. Yeah, I mean you're gonna get called for a lift there. You made that underhand motion on a tip.
Bump set. Patrick got all of that one.
That was some heat. We always say velocity is underrated, Evan. Bell Patrick really just winds up on this and comes hard inside the block and smokes it. One effective tactic as a hitter. Hit it so hard the digger can't dig it, even if you hit it right at him.
Great to see Gilbert back in. Norfolk State up by 2. I cannot emphasize that enough. Gabby Gilbert means so much to that team. So good to see her back on the floor.
That's encouraging. Comes in and gets set immediately. Then that's the first actual turn and swing left-handed we've seen from Sydney McCree today. Expecting a little bit more of that. Now she has 5 kills on the afternoon, but everything else has been kind of a tip or a dump.
There's Pierce to make it a 1-point set. Sydney McCree, the junior, last week the MEAC Setter of the Week, has been the primary setter since she got to campus 2 years ago, and what a special relationship it is for Sydney. Her coach, Kathy Bullock, got her start in coaching thanks to her mom, Dr. Ingrid Walker McCree, who had an outstanding career as an athletic director for many decades. It's got to be full circle for everyone.
I think that's one of the fun things about sport and volleyball in general. It's not that big of a volleyball world, and you get to develop some really lifelong coaching and mentoring relationships here.
And there is Dr. Ingrid Wicker McCree, a 2-time FCS AD of the Year, led North Carolina Central to D1. And one of my favorite stats, only coach at NCCU to win conference titles in 2 different sports. She coached volleyball and softball.
That's awesome. That's fantastic.
So neat. And Coach Bullock just speaks so highly of her, and she's known Sydney a long, long time.
You know, those are, you get it a lot of times in the ACC or other, the Power 4 leagues. You know, they're huge athletic departments. You have someone to do everything, even though we know that staff at a lot of places are doing a lot of different jobs and things. But you step into some of these smaller athletic departments, especially at HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities. Those are small athletic departments. They really are. So people have to step up and wear a lot of different hats. So you don't have all the resources to see, that kind of level of success and commitment and accomplishment is awesome. It's inspiring.
Long point here. Malinowski just wide. And it was a special match on Tuesday for Sydney McCree because at Elon, that's where her dad, Gino, who was a 3-sport athlete, went to school. So a lot of cool moments. And really neat to have Dr. Ingrid Wicker McCree with us here today in the stands. Coach Bullock told me she gets to a lot of matches, and I'm sure for her, after all those years of working in the athletic department, being AD, it's got to be fun to be a mom.
Watch your kid play, yeah, that's the dream.
And the Spartans, that's down in the corner. They've got a 3-point lead here midway through set number 3.
Yeah, big high swing here from Alexa Harris. Deep corner, that's an awesome shot. I mean, that wins, that swing scores in every gym.
Welcome back to Castle Coliseum. Norfolk State leading Virginia Tech 13-10 in set number 3. Evan Hughes, Jake Lawrence, our outstanding ACC Network crew on hand. Jake, what have you liked about Norfolk State and how they've come out here in set number 3?
They're executing better. They are. I think they're putting Virginia Tech under more service pressure as well. And they're also they're hitting 353 in this set on 17 swings. So they're finding some more immediate short-term success. That's all the difference right now. That's clean. That's good.
Excellent free ball. And then on the overpass, that's long from Tech.
Yeah, good save here from Norfolk State to keep that ball inside the antenna.
The free ball.
And then Hallman just kind of blows it long. They're looking for a touch off Dixon, but nothing there, I think.
Strong serve, and there's the Norfolk State bench, and the team fired up. There's an ace from Trinity Mitchell, the sophomore.
So now I'm thinking as as a former coach, you've taken out your starting setter and you're playing your freshman setter, which is perfectly reasonable, in a match you have under control, and now you're losing set 3. What do? Do you go back to Walgren now? Do you let the whole set play out? We're assuming that Walgren's healthy. And here she comes right now. So that answers the question. Really good timing to bring that up. So Walgren comes back in, try and side them out.
Walgren with 30 assists through 2 sets, and there's another dynamite serve from Trinity Mitchell.
That thing was on a rope. That's a great serve. Right up the middle. So part of the problem here for Virginia Tech, this is a 2.5-person serving serve-receive formation here. So you have the huge seam right up the middle. Oh, wow, going right at Patrick.
Harris
got to be out. Yep.
Tried to play it out of the net. Well, you go back to what Coach Bullock told us on the coaches call. She said serving and serve-receive was going to be really important today.
That's how you neutralize Virginia Tech's size and power advantage. Trinity Mitchell, big run there. They had that huge serve-receive seam right in the middle of the court, and just attacking that. They tried to slip Belpatrick into the formation a little bit on the sideline and went right after her. Very accurate, really well-executed serving run.
Walgren, Patrick. Right side Harris, play at the net a couple of times. Lions wins the point for Norfolk State. They lead by 6. The Lions, we talked about her going from the D3 ranks to D1. In 2022, one of the best single seasons in the history of Mary Washington volleyball. 400-plus kills, 500-plus digs in the same year. Malinowski just pushes that through. 7 kills for the junior from Chantilly.
Yeah, there's no penetration there from Gidia Four. She's just not across the net. She's probably 2 feet off the net. Leaves a huge space to tip through there.
McCree in the middle. What a swing. Half swing, Gidia Four. It counts as a kill in the books.
Kind of from behind her head almost. Just kind of a tip throw to the corner. Again, I think she overruns this a little bit. That sets behind her. It's all she can do with it, but she does a good job placing it. Puts Tech under a lot of pressure to make that dig, and they can't.
Walgren in the middle for Robinson. That's not there. And the blocking from Norfolk State, and something that Coach Bullock wants to see improve as the season goes along. It feels like it's progressively got better as the afternoon's gone along.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do think Virginia Tech, again, they're not executing as well offensively, so if you don't have the great pass, you don't have the perfect set, you lose some options for which direction you're going to attack. It brings the block much more into play.
Norfolk State team that in 2022 and 2023, first time in a decade, back-to-back years with 7 or more conference wins. Under Coach Bullock, who's had such a great career, mentioned she's 2 away from 400 in her career. Really doing a great job getting this program near the top in the MEAC.
It's a tough sled. Sean Kupferberg at Howard has had it going on for years now at Howard. So they've had a kind of a hammerlock on that league. But I think there are a lot of opportunities to keep moving up in the MEAC. Howard's frankly resourced better than most of that league. Has a very attractive location in Washington, D.C. But, to be able to keep grinding and working your way back up. I wonder who the one vote was. I wonder who it was. I want to see the ballots.
1 first-place vote for Norfolk State, as well as 1 for Coppin State. I'm looking forward to seeing the Spartans this year in conference play. It's going to be fun.
Totally. Absolutely.
They lead by 7. Lions on serve. Patrick. McCree takes a swing and gets denied.
Yeah, Virginia Tech, Patrick and Robinson were waiting on that swing, that high cover ball. It's a good opportunity. It's a nice, easy one to swing on. That thing's double blocked. McCree's got to check that. She has to look. She has all the time in the world in that ball. She's got to check the blockers to see what they're doing. Just give her a peek across her, out of the corner of her eye and see, am I double blocked? Because that's an amazing opportunity to pop that thing outside and get it in left side one-on-one.
Gilbert.
Good coverage.
A back row swing from Lions. Walgren tries a dump. That's not there. Whistle. Tech in the net. Oh, is that a lift?
We have a net. No, net. I'm sorry. Net. Robinson, it looks like. Must have been on that tight pass that Walgren went to dump. Robinson must have netted trying to cover. Yeah, right there when she landed. That looks like her hair, though.
Hokies down by 7. Pierce stuffed, but a great up. Gilbert. One of her best swings of the afternoon.
Yeah, if Gilbert comes alive here, look out. She's only, that just gets her above hitting 0. If she can get it going, that's a very, very good second option for Norfolk State.
Pierce got all of it.
You can't leave people. I mean, that's one-on-one, but McCree's got to take more of a court. She's got to move her feet there. Pierce is just getting, it's effectively no block. She's getting whatever she wants in that spot. Again, if that's going to be your strategy, is to leave Sydney McCree one-on-one with Virginia Tech's best left side, then you're going to have to adjust your defenders to make up for that.
Lions roll shot, put down, second chance for McCree. Big dig from Rose Pichon. That's not going to get over. Couple of great efforts on both sides off that point.
That's a good dig from Rose Pichon. Rose Pichon, excuse me. I have Virginia Tech women's basketball Rose Michaud on the brain when I hear that.
That's an ace. Perfectly drops in the corner. Tech within 5.
Yeah, that's a bailout there from Gilbert. I mean, that's Gilbert's ball all the way. It has to be. And she's getting ready to hit as Robinson puts one under the net. Gilbert's backing out to go attack. You have to stay and be responsible and serve receive there, especially if Norfolk State. You're trying to close out a set here against an ACC school. Now is when you have to bear down and execute to score the last 2 points.
A rejection out of play.
Okay. Yeah.
The confusion. Yeah, out of play.
That's a really awkward call for a line judge. The line judge initially signaled touch. He meant the ball touched off the block and went out of bounds. But when you signal that touch, that call is for the ball's off the block and then hits a Virginia Tech player and goes out of bounds. So we had to get it sorted real quick, and they did. And we're going to get a challenge.
The original call was out off of Norfolk State. Norfolk State is challenging that Virginia Tech touch the ball.
So we're looking for a touch off of Haley Pierce after she gets blocked. So this is the live, this is the look. So off the block. Does that hit Pierce right there? Does it hit her left arm? And that ball's clearly out. They could look at that. They could say if that ball hit the line, they could come back and say, okay, that ball's in, and we're going to change the call that way. But it's clearly out. The question is, does it touch Pierce? Man, this is close. Oh, here's a good look.
What an angle from our crew.
Okay, so the ball changing direction, which it kind of looks like it does, that is not the standard. The ball changing direction is not the standard. You have to see her touch the ball. And that's going to be hard to see. I mean, here we go. Maybe not. I thought we were ready. Now he's still looking at it. So it's hard. If the call was originally touch off of Pierce, I would have bought it.
After further review, the call stands. Point Virginia Tech.
I think that's the only way you can go with that. Really close. So I was going to say, if you had told me that Haley Pierce touched that ball, I would completely believe you. But we don't have video that confirms that.
That's the second review of the day. Just heard the voice of Jared Malott. 23-18. And Walgren, 2 years at Utah, now our first at Virginia Tech. Someone that Coach Byers has told us has such a calming personality, super positive, trying to rally the Hokies here late in set number 3. McCree for Harris. Pierce has served it well here has swung it well in set number 3, and a kill there. Play at the net. Easy put away. Set point, or excuse me, within 3. The Hokies rallying here late.
We have our down official chiding the Virginia Tech bench for over-celebrating. Big swing there from Haley Pierce on the overpass. That's what you're supposed to do with them. You're supposed to hit them as hard as you can.
Walgren continuing to serve. Harris muscles it through the block. Set point, Norfolk State.
That's a huge side out for the Spartans. Needed that one. Now you're pretty comfortable here at 24-20. Just powers it through Sarah Malinowski's left hand. Nasty serve.
Hokies able to free it. Will it be in play? No. Norfolk State 25-20 in set number 3. And we're going to a 4th set.
In a level of competition where you're going to get some good volleyball out of it too. You don't have to be University of Wisconsin going to play like the Italian junior national team or something like that. You can find pro and semi-pro teams in every country that are going to give you a good match and give your players a chance to unwind and have a good time.
Speaking of good matches, we've got one here on this Friday afternoon. What does Virginia Tech need to do to get some momentum back after dropping set 3, Jake?
Execute. I think that they got sloppy and paid the price a little bit for it, and Norfolk State found their legs. So now you have an opponent who you had a chance to put him away in set 3, and you've given him a little bit of life and given him a little bit of hope. So you're going to have to deal with that now.
Someone that really started to come along in set number 3, Gabby Gilbert, here on serve. Malinowski, the dig from Gilbert. Play at the net, punch through from Lyons, it looked like, in a tough spot. Someone's in the net, it's Norfolk State, and it's Lyons.
No real changes here from either team in terms of lineup. Seen Elizabeth Aylward here for Virginia Tech, getting some time with defensive specialist right now for Belpatrick.
Gilbert back row.
She's also an outside hitter, so she can take some swings. We'll see right here.
And the roll shot, 10-foot line wide open. The sophomore Aylward.
Yeah, Aylward brings size, good server. Can take some swings on the pipe out of system. They've set her in system so far this year a few times, in that defensive specialist role. But her length, I think, is advantageous. Not putting in someone who's 5'2", 5'3". She covers a little more court.
And she's getting it done from the service line as well. Played in 35 sets last year as a freshman. McCree for Harris.
Yeah. Hallman's in the net there.
Jake, how difficult when you're on the front row can it be to remember to not go into the net when you've got so many different things going through your mind?
I was in the net all the time as a player, like all the time. I got good at convincing the referees to not call it. Like, I was in it constantly. My teammates hated me for that. It's a matter of blocking's really hard. There's Hallman on a nice swing there in the middle. Really the first time they've gotten her involved in a while. Blocking is tough because, one, it requires a lot of athleticism. It requires size. There are people who will never be good at blocking because they're not tall enough and don't jump high enough. But once you have the size and athleticism, it's very, very technical to control your body and control your hands the right way. It requires a lot of training, and that's tough because blocking is exhausting. It's a lot of jumping. It's hard to get a lot of great blocking reps in practice because it's a lot of wear and tear.
McCree, Harris has been great today, but stuffed at the net that time.
It's one of those skills, blocking, where there are some people who can train, and we're going to see this really good look here from Pierce and Robinson. Robinson makes a nice move to close and gets the stuff. There are people who can train and become a good blocker, and they'll never be as good as the person who's a natural. Woo! Oh, McCree with the one-handed set. You can't hit it in the net. You got to. If you're Alexa Harris, you got to at least give her a chance to get an assist there.
She is so fun to watch because she really can do a little bit of everything. There's a back row swing from Trinity Mitchell.
It's starting to slip away here from Norfolk State early. Seeing several hitting errors here. Got aced. That's where you start to see teams get in real danger here. It's only 8-2, but I think the go time is right now. You got to stop the bleeding now.
Sierra Cates will check out for the freshman. AJ Yildiz done a really nice job wearing the libero jersey in her first year.
She's been solid today. She's been solid. Hasn't been super involved defensively, but I think she's led the back line well in serve receive. They've avoided her a lot, honestly, as they serve her or try and serve her.
Pierce stuffed. There's the up with one hand from Yildiz.
Ooh.
And that ball's still live. Walgren, Pierce through the block. Another long point won by Tech.
Yeah, Pierce is just becoming a real problem here. She got 13 kills on 24 swings, no hitting errors, hitting .542. They've had that matchup with her on McCree the entire time, and I haven't seen a lot of adjustment from Norfolk State kind of systematically to protect McCree. Sarah took a header right into the LED boards here.
Glad to see the freshman is okay. Virginia Tech out to a hot start in set number 4. They lead Norfolk State 10-3. Haley Pierce with 13 kills.
Haley Pierce, 13 kills, no errors on 24 swings for a sizzling .542 hitting percentage. She's been everywhere today. Norfolk State has not had an answer defensively for her. It's also really nice when they just overpass it right to you, Evan, like we saw in that last little clip.
Coach Marcy Byers told us a couple of weeks ago, Haley Pierce needs to be one of our go-to players. She has been that today, and the Hokies out of the timeout extend their lead to 11-3.
Yeah, there's the lift right there. The call against Judea 4. Kind of took that from behind her head and threw it. Again, a point of emphasis this year in NCAA officiating is to kind of clamp down on those throws by attackers, especially in the middle.
McCree, Yildiz was all over that. Outside opportunity for the Lions. Pierce, right on cue. Kill number 14. She tied her career high with 16 last Friday against VCU, having another outstanding Friday.
And she's moving the ball around really well. I think she has a size advantage against the Norfolk State blockers. She's doing what she should be doing to take advantage of that.
And the serving has been really strong as of late for Virginia Tech as a team. Aisha Carrick, the most recent with an ace.
Yeah, it's up to 8 service aces here for the Hokies in 4 sets. It's tough serve, and pushing the receiver all the way to the sideline and deep, and again going right back at the same person. Going right back at Trinity Mitchell.
Lions stuffed and put away. Walgren at the net, the setter.
For Virginia Tech, what you want to do in this match is make this about your dominance at the net and in the airspace above the net. So the more confrontations, the more plays you can make about attacking and blocking in that space, the more it goes your way. Norfolk State has to try and neutralize that by moving the ball around, reducing Virginia Tech's advantages with, don't let them get double blockers on your attackers. Try and serve them out of system. Right now, Virginia Tech is just winning that battle.
Lions, right to Yildiz. Pierce. Lions, strong swing from the bump set.
Yeah, that's a good swing right there from Lions. Kind of goes like high thumb, cross body here. Has the window. Challenges Carrick. I like that swing.
Something that Coach Bullock told us, her ball control, so amazing. That was exactly what Norfolk State was looking for. Another Tech rejection at the net. One more look at this block.
Inside set. Put your attacker in a really, really tough spot there by hanging him out to dry. Got to try and push that ball away the antenna.
There's Gilbert with a great dig from Yildiz. Patrick, 16-4 Hokies. We've seen the last couple of points. Jasmine Materea setting a little bit for Norfolk State.
Just trying to find something to change the way this match is going.
An easy put down there in the middle for Judea 4.
And it looks to me like a switch to a 6-2 to get an extra attacker in the front row here. So don't be surprised to see McCree come back here.
Patrick elevated on that swing, got the touch at the net.
Jordan Lyons just bailed out Bell Patrick. That ball's out by 10 feet. Patrick got it caught on a little bit underneath it, overran it a touch, and still took a full swing, kind of deep middle back. This ball's gone. I think Lyons knows it too.
Katori Crawford just a little far. Sophomore from Midlothian, Virginia, has played in just one match this year, back on August 31st.
Yeah, here comes McCree back in. So they didn't even get all the way around before going back to the 5-1.
Gilbert off the antenna, and this set 4. How about the response from Virginia Tech, Jake, after dropping set 3? What have you noticed?
I think it's a sign of maturity. I do, sitting here, seeing energy and execution, I do feel like Norfolk State got down 3 or 4 early, and it really affected them. They've not played well here at all the last 10 minutes, and Virginia Tech's taken advantage of it, kept pouring it on, which is what you should do.
Timeout from Norfolk State. It's a busy day in the Hokie Invitational. The Hokies tonight will have Cleveland State at 7 o'clock, a team that has been really good in the Horizon League over the last 2 decades.
That should be a very fun matchup. Cleveland State, we saw a little bit of them this afternoon. They've got some kids that can really score it. Are going to be a different challenge for Virginia Tech tonight.
And then for Norfolk State, they'll take on North Carolina Greensboro at 4:30.
Opportunity for Norfolk State to bounce back, because this one looks like it's just about in the bag here. But I think a lot of the way you're judged is how you respond to adversity, how you respond to losing. You don't win all of them throughout the year, so figure out how to get, pick yourself back up. It's a quick turnaround. That match is scheduled for 4:30. That's only 2 hours away. So you got to get some food, you got to get some recovery, some hydration, stretching, whatever you need to get your body ready to come back and play again.
Hey, quickly, Jake, how tough are these tournaments compared to the way conference structure is with maybe 2 matches a week?
I think that, we were talking about this with Chuck Voss from Cleveland State this week, and, I'm of the opinion, I think other people are too, that this idea of 4 teams, round robin, that Division I volleyball was built on for decades, I think this is going away. Teams don't want to play 2 matches in one day anymore, and I think that there's enough guarantee money flowing around out there from what I've heard that I think you can still put a schedule together, not having to bring in 3 teams.
McCree in the middle.
If you look at like Nebraska, Texas, Penn State, Stanford, they stopped doing this years ago. Texas hasn't, I don't think Texas played 2 matches in a day in like 10 years. And so the rest of the country is starting to go that way as well. There's just too much wear and tear on the players.
And both of these teams will play 1 match tomorrow.
Olympics, they get a day off in between, at least. Even the medal rounds, they get a day off. They get like 2 days off during pool play.
Walgren for Patrick. Roll shot, 10-foot line. It's there.
That's a nice roll shot here from Belpatrick. Big approach, goes to the, drops that elbow late, so she doesn't show it until it's almost time to hit that shot. Still think that's one Norfolk State can pick up, though. If you're Norfolk State, you want Belpatrick tipping and rolling rather than taking full swings.
McCree turns, sets, and Harris pushes that through. What a great day for this senior from Edwardsville, Illinois. She's going to be a big part of this Norfolk State offense this year.
I think they need to find more ways to feature her. She's playing this right side position. They're already. Oh, there's an ace. Oh, not an ace.
Hokies able to play that out of the net. What an effort. And the point ends with an emphatic rejection.
It's a way to, you have to send a free ball. You scramble to prevent the ace. Have to send a free ball, so you lock in with your block and your defense. Oh, heads up play from Jordan Hallman there. Almost a pancake?
Was that a pancake?
Nah, not quite. And then comes back and gets the block.
Aylward the serve. You mentioned it, Jake, earlier in the broadcast. Conference matches right around the corner.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. ACC is going to be a ton of fun. ACC's been so good the last 5 or 6 years. It's been one of the best leagues in the country. 2 teams in the Final Four last year. And now we bring in Cal, who has been down but is getting better. Stanford, who is Stanford, and, the winningest most NCAA championships in Division I history in women's volleyball. And then SMU, who has big wins over Baylor and an absolute whooping of Nebraska last week at home. So ACC getting really fun.
Pierce denied.
I believe we have Pitt coming in this year. Pitt is currently number 1 in the country. First time ever for Pitt volleyball to be ranked number 1. They look like an absolute powerhouse this year. Just hitting on all cylinders. They played out at University of Southern California this week and smoked the Trojans.
Is there a touch? No. Oh, there was. That's Malinowski up to 9 kills. Makes it match points.
Good response here from Virginia Tech after dropping set 3, which is what you want to see out of your team. Same thing for Virginia Tech. They got a little bit more time today, but get some food, get some recovery, get some rest, maybe take a nap and get ready to play Cleveland State tonight.
Free ball. McCree for Gidia 4. Great up in the back row. Walgren, the dump to end it.
Boy, Walgren calls her own number on match point, which is like very old school opinion of me, but always kind of a no-no. It's like set your hitters on match point. But Walgren